What I was going to do today, I already posted one video this morning, but I thought, like, since I have so much time, why don't I use it in some productive way and shoot a vlog for you guys. Some time ago I started this kind of series on my channel, and it was about like flight attendant stories, like telling the stories about flight attendant life, like what happened to me during layovers and like work-related stories. So many of them happened to me. Unfortunately, vast majority of them is not possible to be talked about just yet, at least for as long as I work here. One day, maybe one day. But yeah, so I gave up this idea for some time, and then like recently on the layover I was talking on video call with my boyfriend, and when I called the room service to pick up the tray, to collect the tray from the after the food, I told him this story, like what happened to me once. I forgot about that this ever happened, and me telling him this story made me think like, oh, why don't I post this on my channel and tell you guys this story, because that's quite funny. I mean, it's really embarrassing, and I don't know if I even should say that, because it's like proper embarrassing. But I thought like it's a safe space here, yeah, like you and me here. We know each other well enough. I was somewhere in Asian destination. I don't remember where. Where was that? Vietnam? Bangkok? Indonesia? Korea? Like as if it matters where it happened. Doesn't matter where it happens. It was some Asian destination. So that day I was like really tired, and I didn't want to go to have a dinner or lunch or whatever the time was in the city, or do anything. So I ordered some room service. That happens sometimes. So I called the room service again and asked the guy to come and collect the tray, and they told me like, just leave it outside, like take the tray, take it out, leave it on the floor. So I did, and at that time it was of course Asia, hot destination. I was wearing some night thing, like kind of pyjama, but quite revealing. And I took a tray and I opened the door, and this tray was like huge, like I'm telling you, humongous and very heavy. So I took this tray. It was really so heavy, I was struggling to open the door and hold it and take it through the door, because it was, I don't know why did I need, it was so big. Finally I managed to maneuver it somehow through the door, and I was about to put it on the floor. So when I bent down to put it on the floor, I lost my balance because it was very heavy, and the door from the room like pushed me further. So I lost my balance, and I was pushed by the door outside of my room, and with this tray, and I got locked out of my room. Like literally, the tray and door locked me out of my room, and I found myself standing alone in the corridor in my quite revealing, to say the least, 90. And I didn't have a room key, needless to say, with me to get back to my room. I was shocked and terrified, and I'm like, oh my god, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do? This is horrible. So I was standing there for like 5 minutes thinking like, what should I do now? There's nothing I can do. In some hotels they have stationary phones in the corridor from where you can call the reception, but in this hotel they didn't. They have it, as far as I remember, in Rome, Milan, in Germany. In some hotels they have it, but not here. So after waiting like hopelessly for 5 minutes and thinking what should I do, like I figured there's nothing for me to do else rather than go down to the reception and tell them what happened. So I went down, and I was praying for no one to see me, because I was like dying out of embarrassment. And finally I went down, and I was hiding behind the corner, like behind the pillar, and I was like waving to a receptionist to come to me, because I didn't want to walk through the whole lobby to the reception, considering what I was wearing, of course. and I was so embarrassed. I thought I would die. I was like, oh my god, I wanted to burn and hide under the ground or something. It was so bad. The receptionist sent a guy to come to me, and the guy is coming like this. Something like this would never happen in Middle East. They would send a girl, but then the guy came, and he's like, "Oh, what happened?" And I told him what happened. So he took another room key, a card, and he said he went up with me to open. Now it just came to my mind, why did he do that? Like, he could easily given me a card and let me go by myself. To be honest, I think he wanted just to torture me or enjoy the view or whatever that was. He gave me the room key and he went all the way up with me in the elevator. And you know, those Asian hotels, they have like rooms, I mean, at least I always get a room very up high. Last time I was in Singapore, I had a room at 26th floor. So this elevator was going up and up and up and up, and it was a very long trip together with him in this elevator. For me, it seemed like it lasts ages. I really didn't even know where I should look at, and I'm sure he was dying inside out of laughter. So yeah, I ended up opening my room. I gave him back the card, and I just... From then, I'm very careful. I always have a rope with me wherever I go, and whenever I have to like even come close to the door to open them for any reason, just to stick my nose out, I always have my room key with me in my hand, because that was so horrible. So yeah, don't wait for this to happen to you. Take a lesson from my horrible experience. And always be careful, because the hotel's door are so tricky and heavy, and you never know. Anything can happen. Be prepared for everything. That's one of my many flight attendant stories that are to come, and that I'll have to still tell you. When I said this to my boyfriend, he was dying out of laughter. He was laughing so hard. I was like, it's not funny. Well, it is funny unless it will not happen to you, obviously. On a completely another note, I'll tell you something different, unrelated, because recently on my Instagram I got a few questions about what colors do I use on my lips and what's the combination. So there's a combination of few products, and that's these three, and one of them is Kat Von D Forever Lasting Lip Liner in Lovecraft, and it looks like this. And there is a combination of these two Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks, and both of them are creamy consistency, and one is Beach Perfect. No, the name, by the way. By the way, this name in Middle East is changed. It's not, I got it a long time ago, somewhere else. But it's in Middle East when it's been launched. I got it at the airport. At the airport? Where did I get it? For sure not in this country. But when the Charlotte Tilbury launched in here, this name has been changed into Be Perfect. Be like Bravo, Echo, Perfect. And they changed lots of names in here. For example, there is this mascara which is called Better Than Sex. In Middle East it's changed into Better Than Love. But it still makes me surprised why, if they are changing all those names this way, why NARS blush, which is originally called Orgasm, still is being sold under the same name in here. Just a thought. So another lipstick that I use on top of that is Amazing Grace, which looks like that, and that's the combination of these two. It's quite a unusual combination, like taking into consideration names Beach Perfect and Amazing Grace, how that sounds together. But the result is really good. I'll show you a close-up. So yeah, that's about it. If you like my story, if you enjoyed my story, give this video a thumbs up. So in the nearest future I will post some more stories like that from my flight attendant life, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet. And thanks so much for watching. See you in my next one. Bye.